everyone, and annyeonghaseyo to all my Korean peeps out there. This is a podcast called That K-Pop Talk, where I talk about the latest and greatest and news and reviews of Korean popular music. I also want to thank the supporters out there for supporting me since I first started this podcast on December 2nd. And if you want to support my podcast too, please click on the link in the description box. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's get started. We got a lot to talk about. K-pop news starts right now. Welcome back to That K-Pop Talk. This is K-pop news, so let's get started. Top news story of today, of my podcast, that is, 17. 17 is coming back. You heard me right. Their 10th mini album has just been announced on their Insta story. They put up a poster April 24th, 2023, 6 p.m. Korea Standard Time, which is 2 a.m. Los Angeles or Pacific Standard Time, and I am here for it. I have been waiting for their comeback, and I'm just like, when are they coming back? When are they coming back? And I know BSS came out with their song called Fighting, but I was waiting for this moment. I was waiting for this announcement. It finally has come because, as you guys are knowing out there in that K-pop talk famland, that this is probably going to be their last world tour before one of them starts enlisting in the military. And it's a very emotional time for Carrot Land out there, for the Carrots out there. But if we as Army can pull through it, we know we support you guys. We support you, Carrots. You guys can pull through it too. We're all in this K-pop thing together. So I just want to make that announcement that 17 is doing a comeback album, their 10th mini album called FML. So be on the lookout for that. Okay, next in the news is, and I know you guys probably don't want to hear it, but we got to talk about it because, hey, we need to be, in the loop, in the know, in K-pop news, okay? So we're going to talk a little bit about HYBE, SM, and Kakao. What is going on? What has been happening? Well, the finalization, as I call it, of the deal between SM, HYBE, and Kakao is SM right now is having the majority shareholders by Kakao. They have acquired 39.9%, which is basically the 40% that they need to be the managerial governance authority over SM, right? Now, what is going on with HYBE, you say? Well, HYBE had 15.8%, but they sold all their shares, but 8.8% they will keep. The rest of the shares they did sell to Kakao Entertainment. Now, this comes on the heels of Hitman Bang announcing that they would no longer pursue to get to the 40% because it wasn't good for the K-pop industry and it wasn't good for morale as a whole. So they said, you know what, we're going to take the high road, let Kakao go ahead and have that control over SM Entertainment. But don't fool yourself. And I say this is to say, notice how HYBE did not give all their shares away. They still kept a little skin in the game because they want to have that back door, so to speak, into SM. Don't fool yourself. They know what they're doing by not selling all their shares. So this is going to be a to be continued down the road, so to speak, okay? All right, let's keep going. But I just want to keep you guys abreast on what was going on with that. Okay, now moving on. Blackpink. Let's talk a little bit about Blackpink. Okay, as we know, they're about to set history or make history at Coachella as being the first K-pop group, female K-pop group to headline Coachella. And we're very proud of them for that. We already knew that Lisa had her birthday. Happy birthday, Lisa, out there. I don't really do birthdays because I'm going to let my girl K-pop birthdays do her thing because, that's what she does. And she does it. Oh, my God. Let me tell y'all, this is a short plug. You guys need to follow my girl K-pop birthdays. Go to my Instagram. You see, go to who I follow. I follow her. She is so awesome at what she does. She tells everyone's birthday. Like every day of the week, she knows everyone's birthday. She knows people debuts, all that. You guys need to follow her. That's K-pop birthdays. Okay, so back to the news. Blackpink, Jisoo. Now, we all know Jisoo's coming out with her album. We all have been anticipating her album. She has been putting out visual after visual after visual. As a matter of fact, I think Jisoo had more visuals than I've seen of most K-pop artists in a long time. Like, and her visuals have been stunning. Well, the last two visuals she's put out have all been video visuals, right? And sprinkled in with a couple of, photo visuals. But the last one was actually a teaser. It's a teaser of her in a flower dress, and then she's in a sequence dress, and then, at the very end of the teaser of the video, she does this hand motion where there's flowers that come out, and it's just so beautiful. I am highly anticipating this video, and it drops on the 31st. So you guys, it's finally come. Time has finally come, and next week I definitely will be talking about her video. So congratulations to Jisoo. It drops at 9 p.m. on the 30th LA Pacific Standard Time, but it drops at 1 p.m. Korea Standard Time. So you guys, we're always 14 hours behind Korea. So that's when it drops. So I'm excited for that. Okay, moving on to NCT. Okay. You guys know NCT. NCT has their subunit groups, right? Sort of like Triple S, it's Triple S, and then they have their subunit groups. Well, NCT has NCT Dream. It used to have NCTU, but I think that's pretty much been disbanded because we don't hear about them anymore. You have NCT Dream, you have NCT 127, and now we have NCT Dojae Jung. NCT Dojae Jung. They were on Instagram earlier this week. They made their debut. They have their own Instagram, by the way, which is NCT_DOJAEJUN. So if you guys haven't subscribed or followed them on the Instagram, go to it because they are there. As of this filming, they have had 879,000 people follow them on their Instagram with only 27 posts. That is crazy. So you guys go follow them. I noticed that they're following 8 people, and the 8 people that they're following is NCT 127, of course, SM because that's their label, and each of the members that is in Dojae Jung, which is Jaehyung, Doyoung, and Jungwoo. So those are the ones that they're following. Oh, they're also following Wavy and NCT Dream because all 3 members are actually from NCT 127. But to show solidarity in the NCT universe, that's why I believe they're following Wavy and NCT Dream. Okay, so a little bit about this group. Again, it's Jaehyung, Doyoung, and Jungwoo, and the name of their first mini album is called Perfume, and their very first post was like a perfume bottle with their initials on it, a black perfume bottle, and it was spinning around. So that was their very first post to let you guys know about their first mini album called Perfume. It drops on April 17th at 6 p.m. Korea Standard Time, which is 2 a.m. Pacific Standard Time or LA time. And the other day, they just had a video that dropped with them doing a cappella, and they sound amazing. First, it was each one of their individual tones, and then they put all 3 together. Breathtaking. So if you guys have not been to their Instagram yet, go to their Instagram. It's NCT Dojae Jung. Okay. Moving on. We have a lot to talk about in this podcast, you guys. New Jeans. Now, you guys know every week I talk about New Jeans. Not because I love them, which I do love them. But they stay in the news. I mean, if they have news, I'm going to talk about it, right? Okay, so two things about New Jeans. One, they finally came out with their light stick, and their light stick is very fun. It's called Binky. No, it's called Bink. Let me get this straight. It's called Binky Bong. That's the name of their light stick, Binky Bong. But this light stick is very unusual in that you could customize it. So it looks like not a pitchfork. What's a good term? Like a U with a line up under it, or like a goalpost in a way, right? And it's white, and it comes with these little stickers and these little magnet things that you could put on it, and you could customize it any way you want. So your light stick is individualized. So that recently just started going on sale. And then also their membership kits are now officially on sale, and they're called the Bunnies membership kit. And so if you go to Weverse shop, see, I keep telling y'all, if you guys haven't done so already, you need to subscribe to Weverse app, and then the Weverse shop app. Those are the two things that if you want authentic merchandise from these artists, then there's two things you need to have, right? Weverse shop and the Weverse app. So anyways, New Jeans, the light stick is on sale now, and their membership kits for the Bunny Club is also on sale. Okay, moving on. Okay, speaking of New Jeans, I'm not done with them yet. I thought I was, but I'm not done with them yet. So Hyen was recently in Vogue Korea for Louis Vuitton. Danielle was in Vogue Korea for Burberry, and Hani did a campaign for Gucci. As you guys know, each one of those girls are global ambassadors to those designers respectively. So, you know, New Jeans have already started doing these campaigns for these designers. And I'm very excited because these girls have really, and I've said this a couple podcasts back, they've grown up before our eyes since their debut in July. So I'm very proud of them. They're going to be coming to the United States doing Lollapalooza, which I will get into that later. But you guys know Lollapalooza, TXT, New Jeans. Hey, I'm here for it. I also want to talk about some other campaign notables. Nayeon did Tommy Hilfiger, and Nayeon is from Twice. So she had a very, very beautiful layout for Tommy Hilfiger. And Taeyeon and Biom, what's his name? Biom Gayu from TXT. I'm sorry if I butchered his name. Like, I see it, but then when I say it, it comes out a different way. So those two from TXT, Elle Korea did a beautiful spread on those two. I wish they would have done all of TXT, but hey, I would take Taeyeon and Biom Gayu any day. Okay, moving on. More TXT news. Okay, so as we know, they did start off their tour. If you guys haven't gotten your tickets yet, they're coming to a city near you. It's a world tour, and they kicked it off in Seoul, Korea. Not only did they kick it off in Seoul, Korea, 2 days, sold out crowds, both days. They said that the KSDO Dome in Seoul, Korea has a capacity of 15. Those are just the seats. They fit 21,000 people in and around that dome. That's how many people were there, you guys. I am so amazed. These guys deserve everything they have coming to them. So congratulations, TXT. I know they're going to be coming through LA. And if you know they're coming through your city, check Ticketmaster, check whatever it is that you guys buy your tickets, through. And if they're coming and you guys want to go, you make sure you get your tickets, because if they sold out in Seoul, they're going to sell out where you're at too. Okay, in LA, they will be here May 27th and May 28th. All right, Stray Kids. Congratulations, Stray Kids. They have achieved 100 million views for their song, Case 143. Dun 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 dun. That song. All right. So congratulations to Stray Kids. 100 million YouTube views. Something I wanted to correct myself on was a couple of weeks back when I was talking about Coachella. And I was talking about how Blackpink was going to Coachella. I left someone off, you guys. There's another pop artist, Korean pop artist that's going, and I left his name off, and I feel so bad. It is Jackson Wang. He's going too. Yes, Jackson Wang is going to Coachella. And I feel so bad that I forgot. But he will be performing on the Sunday after Blackpink performs. So he's not headlining, but he still is going, you guys. Okay, so Blackpink performs on Saturday, the 15th and the 22nd. And like I said, they are headlining. Jackson Wang is appearing on the 16th and 23rd. So it'll be Blackpink on Saturday, both weekends, and then it'll be Jackson Wang on Sundays, both weekends. So congratulations. I'm so sorry, Jackson Wang. I forgot to talk about you, but I'm speaking about you now because I want people to go support you as well. I'm a big Jackson Wang fan. So I want to tell everyone out there, he is going to Coachella. Okay, moving on. Cravity. Now, Cravity has a song out called Groovy. Keep it groovy. Keep it groovy. I love that song. It's such a nice song just to, feel good and dance to. But anyways, they announced their tour. They're going on a world, I can't even talk today, sorry. A world tour. And I'm excited. They're coming to LA. But there are always room for everybody to come see them too, because they're kicking off their tour in Seoul in May. Of course, I have a feeling that everyone who is in K-pop kicks off their tours in Seoul. I think, is that like a rite of passage thing? I think so. Because here in America, if a band is located in Atlanta, they're not going to kick it off in Atlanta. If they locate in LA, they don't kick it off in LA. They're in New York, they don't kick it off. Look, they kick it off where the money's at. That's where they go. That's how America bands do. But in Korea, I think it's just, so special that they kick off their tours in Seoul first and then go elsewhere. I like that personally. That's just me though. But anyways, Cravity is kicking off their tour in Seoul in May. And then after that, they will be going to Japan for 4 dates, 2 in Osaka and then 2 in Yokohama. And then they come to North America. They're going to do New York, Chicago. Then they're going to fly off to Puerto Rico, come back, do Atlanta, and then Los Angeles. They will be performing at the Avalon in Los Angeles. So I'm excited for Cravity. All right, moving on. That is it for K-pop news. We will be going to BTS news, and believe me, you don't want to miss what's happening with the BTS members. I got so much to talk about. Sit back, relax, or if you want to go get something to drink, get something to eat, use the restroom, whatever you got to do, come back for the next segment because BTS news is getting ready to start right now. Welcome back to that K-pop talk. This is BTS news. We got a lot to talk about, so let's get started. Okay, the picture that everyone has been talking about, the reunion, so to speak, of BTS. So there was this picture that was on RM's Insta story, and I kept looking at it, and I was like, I know who JK, Jungkook is. I know who Sugar is. I know who RM is, and I definitely know who J-Hope is, but somebody's missing. And I was like, well, who's missing? I was like, Jin is missing, V is missing, and Jimin is missing. And who is that 5th person? It's either going to be V, Jin, or Jimin. It's not Jimin because Jimin was over here, campaigning and on Jimmy Kimmel for the Face album. It's not V because V, his face is not that circular, his face is just not that oval, that circle, and he has a bang, right? I didn't see any bangs, and I'm looking at the ear shape. I'm like, oh my God, that is Jin. That's Jin. That's like a reunion. But then I was like, where's V? And then I looked at Sugar's Instagram story, and V had left 10 minutes prior to the picture being taken. You guys, had V stayed, I think my mouth wouldn't have been picked off the floor. My mouth would still be on the floor right now. That would have been an awesome reunion picture. Not saying that it wasn't, because it was. Just to see all 5 members together was heartwarming. And to see them with Jin was very heartwarming. And I know Army really appreciated that picture. And speaking of V, we'll get to him in a moment. I was trying to figure out why he left. And he probably had some engagements to go to, because I did see pictures of him in a Wooga squad later. And then I also noticed that he did some pictures for Celine, and there was a photo call for that. So we'll get to him later. But I just want to say thank you, BTS, for that picture. We really appreciate it. We as Army always appreciate a good reunion picture. And I'm going to label that the semi-reunion, because all 7 of them weren't together. But nevertheless, we appreciated that picture. Okay, moving on. Jungkook. I was so happy when, speaking of that picture, I was so happy when I saw Jungkook, because that was the second time I saw him leave his house. The first time was the Harry Styles. The second one was this picture, you know, seeing Jin, visiting Jin. And now this boy done broke the internet, y'all. Like, he kicked butt and took names. This boy is letting you know he don't even have to advertise. He could just do it and people's mouths would drop. Hearts would stop. People will fight just to get a glimpse of this picture. You guys, and I'm talking about his official announcement of him being the global ambassador to Calvin Klein. Y'all, when I saw that little teaser video, I was just like, wait a minute, is this Jungkook? And it was. And he showed his abs. He let it out. He's just letting us know, hey, I am here for this. And I am here for this. The collab was beautiful. The only thing I would tweak on the collab, though, you guys, is, was that his voice in the background? I don't think it was. And I think that if he was the one singing in the background, that would have been the perfect campaign video. So I'm going to give it a 99.999, because that 0.01 should have been him singing that song. Now, if that was him singing it, you guys let me know. But I don't think that was his voice in the background singing that song. And that would have been the first time that Jungkook would have sang something of the country genre, because that song was borderline country. So if it was him, let me know. But I don't think that was him. That's the only thing I would change. Okay, so there's some other things I want to talk about Jungkook. And if you guys notice, the boy broke the internet, because he, you know, right when that broke, all the magazines were trying to cover it real quick. And then for him to be in a storefront, y'all, now he knows, Jungkook, he knows these girls are going to go crazy when they see him in these stores. He knows they are. I mean, they're going to act a plum dumb fool when they see him, because right now, I think the storefront stores are like in Korea, Singapore, Taiwan. I think they're mostly the Asian countries. I don't know if they're over here in the States yet. I haven't seen anybody show Jungkook in the States yet at a storefront, but I'm pretty sure by now they're going to be in the storefronts here in America as well. Y'all, these girls are going to be taking so many pictures. It's like the whole Instagram feed is going to be flooded with Army and fans taking pictures with Jungkook in the background on the video playing in front of the storefront. I already know that's what's coming. Okay, but congratulations, Jungkook, for becoming global ambassador. You know, hey, I'm with you when you write, and showing your abs, letting us know you work out. Hey, we get you. We get you. We get you. Okay, moving on. Okay. Oh, I had a question, you guys. Has anyone heard from Bam? Before I move on. His dog, JK's dog, Cookie's dog. I know he's going to that new training school, but he never said what was wrong with the dog. And I've been asking for the past 3 weeks because I haven't found out any information. So if you guys know what's wrong with his dog, or if his dog is better, someone please drop me a line at that kpoptalk@gmail.com. Let me know or put it in my comments. What is going on with his dog? Okay, enough. Okay, so that's about all with Jungkook. Oh, something else that he worked on, and it was a surprise, is Jimin's hidden track called Letters, that he was on that. And speaking of Jimin, okay, this boy, I don't know what to say. I am so proud of all these BTS members, but Jimin, wow, like crazy. Oh my God, it's just one of those songs. The video was finally released, and I talked about it briefly last week, but I didn't want to give too much away because it was just released and I didn't want to say anything. But now I can talk because it's been out a week now. That video took me back to when I was in college, and I would go to the club, and I would just have so much fun. And even now, it's a song that you could put in your car, like play in your car, drive along the PCH with your drop top down or with your windows down or your sunroof, and have the wind flowing through your hair. Or if you're going out at nighttime and you're going downtown with all the lights and stuff and you're just having a good time. That's what that song reminds me of. And it's such a good song. It's in contrast to Set Me Free Part 2, but it's such a good song. And if you guys listen to his whole Face album, y'all, it's a masterpiece. It's so good. Every single song really does talk about a different part of what Jimin was going through. And he just had his arts and crafts. This is so cute. Jimin just had his arts and crafts deco kit live, V-Live, and he was decorating his stuff itself. It was so cute. But anyways, he had a lot going on this past week. He was on Jimmy. I'm getting Jimin and Jimmy mixed up because, they do make fun of their names being similar. He was on Jimmy Kimmel this past week. He had these little sketches he did with Jimmy Kimmel, and it was so cute. And actually, Jimin Park can act. I didn't know he had acting chops like that. But his personality really shows, and it really shows the humble side of him. That he's very polite, very sweet, very laid back, but he's very humble. And that's what I love about him as well. And, he's a mama's boy, and I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that. He definitely is a mama boy. Me being a mom, I'm telling you, he definitely is a mama boy. I've always been saying this. I would adopt Jimin at any time. Heck, I would adopt any of the BTS members, but especially Jimin. Okay, so he also performed like crazy on the show, did a beautiful job. And he did the V-Live listening party. I think it was yesterday. By the time I filmed this, he filmed it. He did the V-Live listening party day prior. And he also has a visualizer for his album as well on YouTube. And you guys already know, I'm going to put the link in my YouTube description box so you guys can go straight to it. You can go straight to the Art Deco V-Live that he did, the listening party V-Live, if it's available, because I know it was on Weverse. So if I can share those links, I will, but definitely the Like Crazy music video, I will put in my description box on my YouTube. Okay, so I also want to talk about the records that Jimin Park has set. He has set so many records. I can't talk about all of them. A couple of them I did put on my Instagram. If you want to go to my Instagram, it's the same thing, that Kpop Talk. But I do want to talk about, he did the fastest album by a Korean artist to get to 100 million on Spotify. So congratulations to him on that. I know he was #1 on the world global charts with Spotify. And I know he also set a record within 24 hours. I think I talked about this last week. He, I don't know if it was a record, but he was ranked on the iTunes charts in 110 countries within 24 hours. Like, he set a lot of different records. So I can't keep up with all of them. So, but congratulations on that as well. And speaking of places that he has gone and all these engagements that he is doing, He was on Sugar. Now we're morphing into Sugar. He was on Sugar's show, Time to Drink with Sugar. You guys know I'm a huge fan of that show. Sort of disappointed that I didn't get to see any episodes the past couple weeks. I thought he was done as Sugar was preparing for his tour, but he came back with Jimin's episode, and I was so excited. So they were talking about Jimin's album, but then they morphed into, oh, by the way, did you see how comfortable he was when Jimin walked in? Like his prior guests, he would get up and, you know, greet them and stuff. But when Jimin walked in, Sugar did not get up off that chair. He sat down. He was like, oh, it's Jimin. He can come in. It was so funny. I was comparing. I was like, oh, my God. Jimin is right, because Jimin had made it. He was like, you didn't get up for me. You're too comfortable with me. Jimin made a joke about that. But I was like, he's right. Jimin just walked in. And the only other person he did was RM. I know it was a different setting, but RM was his very first guest. He didn't get up for RM either. I guess he was like, well, you know, these are my brothers, so I'm not going to get up for them. So I just thought I made a note of that. But anyways, so they were talking about, you know, what was going on in their lives. And they were also talking about reuniting, because Sugar was asking Jimin, you know, what is the best thing about what you're doing now? And if you can go anywhere in time, past, present, and future, where will you go? And Jimin was talking about, he said that, you know, he would rather go into 2025 because they would be reunited. You know, they always said that out of all 7 members, Jimin was the one who really likes that they were all together. And did you guys know that Jimin, I think he was the one that they wasn't sure about his vocals and stuff. He wasn't even sure about his vocals. But here he is. I think he was the last person to get added to BTS. Now, the secret weapon was V. V was a secret weapon that they mentioned. Like, you know, when you come out and you debut, V was the last person that was mentioned because he was the secret weapon. But as far as them being accepted into the group, it was said that Jimin was the last person accepted into the group. So for that to be said, he worked so hard to make sure that he was, you know, worthy of that title of being a member of BTS. And I think Jimin did live up to that. And he is exceeding those expectations. So hats off to you, Jimin. But anyways, he said that, you know, he would rather be in 2025 because all the members would be back together then. And, you know, that's what he wants. Now, Hitman Bang, remember, he said he wasn't sure if they're going to be back together because all of them have to, you know, make sure that they're out of the military and stuff by then. But Jimin, that's where he wants to go. And he also said, sidetrack for the conversation, he also said it took him 10 months to do the Face album. He said that he stayed at P-Dog. Now, for you guys who don't know who P-Dog is the producer, the long-standing producer behind BTS. 9 times out of 10, if you hear a song from BTS, it's P-Dog. He's the one that's behind it. Like the true BTS sound is P-Dog. You guys know how I feel about that. Butter and Dynamite and another, there's a couple of songs that is BTS, but their true sound weren't those songs because a lot of American writers, you know, wrote those songs and had something to do with producing those songs. But the true BTS sound, that is P-Dog along with the members of BTS. That's the true BTS sound. So when Jimin was talking to Sugar about, you know, producing a song and that he got he got P-Dog in on it and he stayed at P-Dog's house, Sugar replied, I'm glad you went with P-Dog. He said, quote Sugar, he said, it was good to have internal producers instead of external producers because they understand you better. Now I'm paraphrasing, because they understand you better, because they do. You know, P-Dog has been with them the whole 10 years that they were producing and making music. And I didn't know this. Sugar knew P-Dog before BTS became BTS. He said he's known P-Dog for 13 years. That's amazing. So, that lets us know that Jimin was in good hands with P-Dog. Okay, so it was also very special that when Sugar and Jimin was talking, they were complimenting each other on what they contribute, on how they contribute to the group. So Jimin, as far as being part of the vocal line, was telling Sugar that the rap line was the central focal nucleus that holds the group together. And then Sugar, coming from the rap line, was telling Jimin, no, it's the vocal line that's the nucleus and the focal point and the glue that holds the group together. They were so cute, giving each other compliments. And as we all know, it's the combination of the vocal and the rap that holds BTS together. It's their love and admiration for one another in their genres and respect of their genres that holds BTS together, and the producers within the group. And I'm so excited because I'm going somewhere with this. Jimin said that being apart right now doesn't mean anything to him until they get back together. Because he said while he was producing this album, it was a first for him. And he grew as an artist. And he's excited to see what happens. Because if you guys notice that each one of those members, I don't know if you guys know this, but they are so phenomenal. They're so phenomenal that each one of the members went to #1 on Billboard's artist charts as a singular artist, not together as BTS. They already achieved that several times over, but each one of them became #1 on the emerging artist charts on Billboard. Did you guys know that? Each one of them, #1 Billboards. That's amazing. And so what Jimin was saying was, when we come back together, because now I know how to produce my own album. Now I know how to write my songs. Because when they were together as BTS, it was basically Sugar, J-Hope, and RM. They were the ones writing the songs. They were the ones producing the songs with P-Dog. They were the ones, playing the music and all that. And then Jimin said, I had to grow up in that aspect and learn how to do that on my own. And now that I do, I'm excited to get back with you guys because now I can contribute. And that's what he was talking about when he was talking to Sugar about that in Time to Drink with Sugar. He's excited to get back together to show the group how much he can contribute and learn, how much he's learned by himself, and now he wants to contribute. Okay, so moving on. So I just thought that was very cute that Jimin, was excited, because this album has made him mature in the music arena in those areas. Okay. So moving on, we are going to talk about Sugar and Jimin. Not Sugar and Jimin, because we already talked about them. We're going to talk about Jin and J-Hope. There's really not, now come think of it, there's really not much going on with Jin and J-Hope. Jin's in the military. I think he may be taking a break now, like I said, because BTS did go see him. He was wearing civilian clothes. But J-Hope, we haven't heard too much about, except for him visiting Jin and being on the seasons last week with J Park. I personally think that J-Hope is mentally getting ready to go into the military. Because you remember that timeline we discussed with Jin, by the time he gave papers to say that he's enlisting and that he was not going to try to delay. It was roughly 45 days to the day he went in, 45 days and 2 months to the day he went in. So it's approaching that time period for J-Hope. So I don't know what else J-Hope has going on. Maybe he does have some projects coming out, but this week he remained relatively silent, and so did Jin. So I think Jin's just enjoying his time if he does have a break right now. So that's why we haven't heard too much from them. But your boy RM, we got to talk about him though. Your boy RM, I've been waiting on this, and it is happening, and I am here for it because I love the perfume. Bottega Veneta. It was announced the morning of me filming this podcast that your boy is an ambassador. When the creative director, Matthew, I apologize. Matthew Blazy said, "Welcome to the family" on his Instagram. He is finally part of Bottega Veneta. I am so happy. I love their perfume. I love their brand. And to have RM be a part of that, I was about to say JM, to have RM be a part of that, oh my God, I was waiting for that. I mean, it's a match made in heaven. And he exemplifies what Bottega Veneta is. I think they're a perfect match because I was trying to figure that out. I was like, basically everyone is an ambassador but RM. Like, you know, who, you know, what Jin, I don't think Jin's an ambassador or anything, but he's in the military. But I was just like, who is he going to be an ambassador for, right? And when he went to the Bottega Veneta fashion show, I was like, well, he needs to be with them because it looks like they mesh very well together. And now look at them. So congratulations, RM. Coming up next, it's K Releases and K Vibes, our very last segment of the podcast, so don't you go anywhere. Welcome back to that K-pop talk. And this is the last segment of my podcast called K Releases and K Vibes. K Releases are music videos that have been released within the past week or two or so. And K Vibes are music videos that I really love, songs that I really love, really listen to a lot, and want to let you know about them. So maybe you can add it to your playlist too. Okay, let's get started. So K Releases. Okay, this one is called Asphalt, and this is a K-rap, actually a K-rap music video, and it's by this female rapper called Marani, and it's featuring PH1. Now, a lot of people know who PH1 is. He is a prolific K-rapper in Korea, but Marani, I know she's been around, but it's my first time listening to her, and when I had come across the video, I was like, okay, I really, really like this. So I will have this link in my YouTube description box to this music video. It's called Asphalt by Marani featuring PH1. Okay, moving on. Now, these girls came out kicking butt, taking names. I'm talking about IVE or Ivy. Kitsch. Now, you remember, if you guys listened to my podcast last week, I was like, where are they going with this? Like, we know what kitsch is. It means odd, you know, not normal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gave an example, like a unibrow, that's kitsch. Or it could be like unusual art that's not considered pretty. It's considered odd and eccentric. That's kitsch, right? So they finally released their music video, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Takes place, looks like they're in a high school, you know, they're on the football field, you know, they have their little Teletron, and they're talking about being kitsch, you know, so it's like, you know, we're unique, you know, we're the eyeballs, but hey, you know, we cute, we sassy, you know, we fine, you know, this, you know, we're confident in ourselves, we kitsch, but we love it, and I am here for it, okay? So when they first sing, you know, it's very poppy, you know what I'm saying, like the regular K-pop vibe. But then it goes to the chorus line where they drop down to the bass. And that bass is low, like low, low, low. But I'm here for it. Like, I love this song. Okay, so I also want to let you guys know too, side note, that a tour is coming from IVE. So be looking out for that. And their album is dropping, called IVE, like I have IVE. Okay, so the next, and as you guys know, the description will be in my YouTube description box, the link to the video. But you guys have got to see it. Kitsch, mwah, it's a 10 out of 10 for me. Okay, Sour and Sweet by Bam Bam from GOT7. Y'all, Bam Bam could do no wrong in my eyes. I don't care what kind of music he puts out. I love me some Bam Bam. I noticed him when I saw GOT7's last video that they put out when they reunited, and I was like, who is that one? And it was Bam Bam. And so I researched him again, you guys will hear me say this every podcast. I didn't know anybody but BTS in 2020. And because of this podcast, I have started researching people, and Bam Bam's one of the discoveries. Last week was Kai and EXO, but this week is Bam Bam and GOT7. So I really, really do like this song, Sour and Sweet. It's one of those songs that has been growing on me. Like the more I listen to it, the more I like it. And I do like that little dance break they have in there too. You know, all the dance challenges people have been having. Kitsch had theirs. IVE had theirs with Kitsch, and Bam Bam's no different. He has his little dance challenge too from his dance break of Sweet and Sour. It's a nice video. Again, the link will be in my YouTube description box. Y'all, I don't even have to tell y'all about Like Crazy with Jimin. Y'all already know. You already know. I already told you. It's the bomb. Like, everybody's going crazy over this video. It's the masterpiece too. And it's really, I wouldn't even say it's a masterpiece. I would just say it's one of those songs that, you know, you could just vibe to. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those type songs. He's in the club. He's doing grown folks stuff, okay? Because there's kids listening to it. He's doing grown folks stuff, okay? And he's just living his life. But, you know, I appreciate Jimin for being honest, you know, for being real. And that's why I like this song, Like Crazy, because, you know, he was going like crazy in the video. So, hey, I love it. Of course, the description, the link will be in my YouTube. Okay. Mama Moose. I was sort of Mama Moo Plus, because, you know, it's a subunit of Mama Moo. Last week, they put out a video to Act 1, Scene 1, which is their album. But this week, they put out another music video. But this is the interesting thing. This is the reason why I keep missing them. They don't label these songs music videos. I think that's part of the theme of Act 1, Scene 1. It's sort of like their theater songs. You know what I'm saying? Like theater plays, how there's the Act 1, Scene 2, Act 2, Scene 1, whatever it is, you know, it's broken up like that. So Mama Moo has a song out called GGBB, which stands for the acronym for Good Girl, Bad Boy. And it's taken from their Act 1, Scene 1. I guess that's the name of the album. But I would have missed it because as I was scrolling through YouTube, I was like, oh, this is another teaser. Well, no, it was an actual video. Luckily, I played it. I think it was like 3 minutes and 28 seconds. Luckily, I played it. I'm like, oh, this is an actual video. So the notes I have on this one is, it's like a stage doesn't call the songs music videos, which I said that. And it says that it started off in 60 doo-wop sound, and then it switches to an alternate bass sound, which it does. Now that I'm recollecting that music video, it does start off like in a Grease, you know, that musical Grease. It starts off like that, like a little doo-wop, that type sound. But then for the chorus, it switches to a boom, 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 boom. So I'm just like, I'm so confused by this music video. But it's very different. It's very unique. So I halfway like it, and I halfway am confused by it. But it's a nice video all the way around. Does that make sense? So again, if you guys want to see what I'm talking about, I'm going to have the link in my description box. But it's Mama Moo Plus, the subunit of Mama Moo, and it's called GGBB. Okay, the next music video that has been released is a music video by Billy, and that's Billy with 3 L's. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you a little bit about Billy. So Billy is formed by the record label Mystic Story. They debuted on November 10th of 2021. They have 6 members originally, and then the 7th one was added later. And it's Moon Sua, Soo Young, Haram, Suki, Yoon, Haruna, and then Xion. Their genre is K-pop R&B, and their name means, okay, so their name Billy is broken into 3 different parts. You have Bai, which is Korean word for rain. So B-I is rain, or B, so that means rain in Korean. The number 11, which there's an old it's a legend, the K-pop Billy legend of the group. There's a legend behind it. So the group legend means that when the 11th, not means, but the group legend is, sorry. When the 11th bell rings in the middle of Purple Rain, something strange happens, and they lie to keep what happens because they want to keep it to be a group secret, right? So lie, L-I-E. So you got B-I, and then the number 11, which is 2 L's, the number 11, and then L-I-E, which is Billy. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So B-I Rain, 11 for the group's legend about the 11th bell ringing, and then L-I-E because they had to lie about what happens when that 11th bell rang during the Purple Rain because they wanted to keep it a group secret. I know it sounds confusing, but hopefully that makes sense and why there's 3 L's in the middle of Billy. But anyways, this is their 4th mini album, and this is called The Village of Perception Chapter 3. And when I did some research on this group, they had Village of Perceptions Chapter 1 and 2, and then they had another album that had nothing to do with the Village of Perception. So this will be their 4th mini album. And this group also reflects the B-side of their inner self of hope, and they empathize with their fans. So that's their themes throughout their song. This song is called now I may mispronounce this song. I'm gonna spell it for you first. E-U-N-O-I-A. Eunoia. But this music video is embracing your authentic selves. That's why they named it Eunoia. And that's what they're talking about in the music video. Embracing your authentic selves. So that goes with their theme of what Billy means. Okay, so there's that. And the reason why I told you about who Billy is in the K release is if it's a new music group or if it's a music group that doesn't get a lot of popularity in media and stuff, I will talk about who this group is. And I feel that when I looked up Billy, I don't think it gets as much press as the bigger groups. I just wanted to talk a little bit about them because to me, they're notable. I listen to their, because I go through music videos all the time. And sometimes I come across a music video that the group is on a smaller stature compared to larger groups, but I think there's quality in that music video. So I will feature them. And that's why I'm talking about Billy now. And another one, speaking of the smaller groups, I Chillin'. Now, I Chillin' has a song out, and that song from I Chillin' is through KM Entertainment or Cacao Entertainment. And see, here's that Cacao again. So it's KM Entertainment, Cacao Entertainment. They do have 7 members, and their members are Ji-yoon, Jackie, Sharon, Enji, Junie, Yeju, Chowan, and Sohee was the member, but Sohee had to leave. So she left in 2022. Their genre is K-pop, pop music, and dance music. They debuted September 8th of 2021 with the single Gotcha. And their name comes from 2 parts. The I is Aisling, which means dream and vision, or Iceland, which means dream and vision, and then chillin', which is resting. And their fandom they're called Willings, which means to be enthusiastic. So I will put their video in the description box below too as well. The last one I want to talk about is Folks by this musical artist called Lauren. He is a singular artist. That means he's not in a group. He's signed under the Black label. And he does rock, like K-rock. Like, he sounds like Nirvana. No lie. He looks like Nirvana and he sounds like Nirvana. He's very good. I watched this video a couple of times, And this guy has a potential to be huge in the K-rock realm, like huge. He has something about him that made me watch him like 3 or 4 times. And they've done a lot of not pre-publicity, they've done a lot of publicity before the song even dropped on Lauren to get his name out there. And the hype lived up to the song, or the song lived up to the hype, sorry. He's good. He's very good. And I'm going to put his link in the description box. Oh, you guys, the name of the song from I Chillin' is called Alarm, A-L-A-R-M, Alarm. So I will put that link to the music video in my description box of my YouTube. And my 2K vibes are songs I've already gone over in my K release. Jimin's Like Crazy. You guys know that song is just off the chain. I love it. Like I said, it's one of those songs that you could drive with your drop top down on your car, or your sunroof, or your window down, and just have the wind going through your hair. The other song is Kitsch by IVE or Ivy. That song just has you dancing. When you hear that bass, once you hear that bass, you just want to get up and just start dancing. And that wraps up another episode of that K-pop Talk. Tune in next week because I'll do another episode. See you guys later.